to the Dissolve the Fear program. I guess I could call it a program. And welcome everybody. I'm really happy to be here with you this morning. I've been spending a lot of time this morning listening to lots of other people talk about what Easter means to them. I've been listening to Michael Beckwith. I've been listening to Richard Rohr. I've been meditating and praying and walking my dog and paying attention to the beautiful day that's here in Connecticut. And Easter, resurrection, new birth, rebirth. These are all just incredible images. And I guess what I want to focus on this morning is just the beauty of the sentiment that we have a chance to be divine. And I started to talk about this a little last night in my meditation, and it continues to kind of marinate in me. And I think there's this feeling that being divine belongs to somebody else's agenda, that it's not our job to be divine. It's not our responsibility to be faithful or examples to other people, and that belongs to the priesthood. Or it belongs to the memory of a foregone leader, St. Augustine, or Martin Luther King Jr., or Mother Teresa, or some of the other televangelists out there, or even our pastor or a priest, that it's their job to lead us into what it means to be divine. And I would argue that it's everybody's job, because we are all divine creatures of God's love, and that's the message. And if we don't share it ourselves and give it to the world around us through our families and our children and our friends and our community, what are we doing? I mean, we're just basically giving somebody else the power to be agents of God. And that's not really the message of resurrection. The message of resurrection is not the mysticism and the miracle of Jesus coming to life again. And so, without getting into all the mysticism, if you will, of the Christian message, really what is happening is that the Christian movement, if you will, begins with the memory of what Jesus stood for, which is what Easter is all about. Rebirth. It's not the miraculous that we're remembering. We're remembering the man and what he stood for, and the man who stood for love over certitude, right? The man who stood for acceptance over condemnation. The man that stood for grace over wrath. The man that stood for forgiveness over and above criticism. So what we want to do, as so many others before me have tried to emulate, is this concept that we are the messengers. We are the messengers of all the goodness that is inspired through the prophets of all traditions, right? And is it a hard concept? Well, it doesn't have to be, but it is certainly something that we need to. And there's a lot of fear in going into those foreign places, those places where we actually have to have faith to walk through the valley of the shadows of our own criticism and our own resistance, right? So let's take a time to just be alive today, and to recognize that the spirit of a Jesus, the spirit of an Abraham, the spirit of a Buddha, the spirit of a Gandhi, if you will, the spirit of a Martin Luther King, the spirit of a Mother Teresa, that these energies never really die and are always encouraging us to move forward. So, and encouraging us to be participants. Now, I'm gonna, before I go into my little devotional time here, I'm gonna tell you a story about Mother Teresa since I met her years ago, and it's an interesting one because when I was encouraged to go visit her, which was back in 1988, the the message that I got from the person who sent me was, look, don't pay homage to her, don't bow down to her, don't get on your knees, don't do any of that stuff, because she will get angry with you. And the reason she'll get angry with you is that she doesn't think that she is doing anything more than what everybody else should be doing, which is interesting, right? She does not want to be put on a pedestal. She thinks that what she's doing is her calling in life, to care for the needs and to love the most unlovable. And so if you give her praise, she's going to look at you and say, what are you doing? You should be doing what I'm doing. This is what everybody should be doing. So from that, and most I think prophets, people of spiritual welfare, would agree that what they're doing, they're feeling everybody should be doing. And I would agree with that. We should all be messengers of love. We should all be welcoming God into our lives and then sharing that with the world around us. So, so center yourself and just maybe repeat after me quietly. God, be with me, for I am love. I am surrender. I am faith. I am the messenger of grace. I am the witness of God. I am the example of God. I am courage. I am kindness. I am compassion. I am empathy. I am God. I am God's witness. I am what God wants me to be. I am. I am. I am. I am. So happy Easter, everybody. Have a blessed day. Enjoy the day. Be the example of what God has always wanted humanity to be: loving, caring, empowering, uplifting, and an example of spirit. Ruah, as they say in Hebrew. So be that faith frequency, as I said last night, that can carry this message of humility and grace to the world around us. All right. Have a great day.